22nd against Furman, with other home games being against Chattanooga, Western Carolina, and Samford. Homecoming will be this year on October 6th against non-conference opponent Gardner-Webb. ETSU women's basketball in action tonight as they play host to Furman. With a sports flash on 1420 NBC Sports Radio Tri-Cities, I'm Matt Pauley.
By the way, speaking of football schedules, Virginia Tech fans, the ACC football schedule will be officially released at 2 o'clock. So there you go. It'll be right after the show ends. So we can't give you the official Virginia Tech schedule at that point. Actually, the official ETSU schedule is out. I spoke of this in the first hour, but I say that because the Mars Hill game, the tune-up game for the Buccaneers, that has not been officially set in stone on what date. My guess is, and it's just a guess, August 30th. Traditionally, ETSU opens up on a Thursday. I think it's great. It's a positive tradition. You've got the day pretty much to yourself then to showcase the program. So I've always liked that. But as you're just going to, let's go have some fun with the ETSU schedule. I was going to do this. Okay, Mars Hill opening up, whether it's August 30th, whether it's September 1st or some other date, that's a victory. At Tennessee, L. At VMI, victory. Furman with, if you haven't heard, new tight ends coach Connor Shaw, the old South Carolina quarterback. That's an L. Chattanooga comes in. I don't like Tom Arth. I think that was a reach of a hire. I'm going to give the Bucks, they're at home. I'll give them the victory there. Gardner-Webb, hey, I'm looking at 4-2. At the Citadel, I'm looking at 4-3. At Wofford, new coach, I'm looking at 4-4. Key game here. This one will decide the season then. Western. Win that one at home, you could have a winning record. Because then you go to Mercer and host Samford. Lose that one, you'll probably have a losing record. I haven't really broken down whether or not, but you want to think optimistically. If you're a Buccaneers fan, I guess you're a Catamounts fan. If you're living in North Carolina, maybe you'd say this is pessimistically. But let's just say a victory against Western, and then a split at Mercer and with Samford, and then you're looking at 6-5 after 4-7. First winning record back since reinstatement. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Lose to Western, you're 4-5. Got to win both those games. Probably won't. You could easily see another 4-7. So that's sort of the way that I would first glance see the ETSU schedule this year. So anywhere from 6-5 to 4-7 next year for the Bucks. That sort of thing. I did make this with Gardner-Webb and Mars Hill. It's obvious that Randy Sanders and company are trying to schedule easy victories. I would point out that when Mike Cavan came in, he scheduled Mars Hill, as I said earlier on in the program, in his first year, beat him 21-0, and it was an easy victory. He also scheduled Charleston Southern. It was important because then it appeared that the Buccaneers were going in the right direction. Their team probably wasn't significantly better than it was the year before, but they were 5-6 now and not 2-9, so that meant a lot. The other thing that I would say is that Sanders is doing that similarly with Mars Hill and with Gardner-Webb on the schedule. Gardner-Webb was only 1-10 last year. So, and the other thing I would point out is you talk about Cavan. I know a lot of ETSU fans would like for them to get back to that sort of Cavan way because, after all, they won 10 games in 96 with Mike Cavan. So, with that being said, hiring Marcus Satterfield, former head coach at Tennessee Tech, the wide receiver on that great 96 ETSU team. Would you call it great? Well, they were Elite Eight. Very good ETSU team. Great by ETSU standards. You bring in somebody from the Cavan era to be the offensive coordinator. I think a lot of Buck fans are going to like that move. Okay, I was going to tell you why hockey is, I think, more culturally There are some moves that have gone on that I think make it more culturally in tune to this area. Places that, well, you can't, sell hockey around here. No way, and I do think that attitude is changing. We're changing it here on Tri-City Sports Now, as well as on 1420 NBC Sports Radio Tri-Cities. And I'm going to give you 2 examples of that when we return. Tri-City Sports Now comes back after this. And yeah, I will get to, because I know you're on the edge of your seat, but they talked about the schedule I had to go to with what was said on the update. Come on.
Happy Hour Tri-City Liquor in Irwin, always stocking your favorites.